Hello friends and welcome to the latest edition of the Boot Room, the show where we look ahead to Ipswich Town's upcoming game. I'm Mark Heath, I'm off the subs bench again because Stuart Watson's not around, and I'm joined by Andy Warren to look ahead to Town's clash with Crewe this weekend at Portman Road. Hutchie, I've just boshed an entire bottle of Lucozade Sport, I've done some stretches, I'm bang up for this, so let's get in and around it.
Notable in the midweek win for Ipswich Town was the complete change in the centre of the defence. Paul Lambert turned the page on the partnership of James Wilson and Toto Enciala, who had been so steady to start the season just before those two defeats. And in came Wolfenden and McGuinness. They're likely to go again. We know they give Ipswich an upgrade in the centre of defence in terms of their ability on the ball, getting it into midfield quicker, which in turn gives Dazelle more time and space to work and move Ipswich forward. But what we maybe haven't seen quite so much of is whether they can stand up to the physical stuff quite as well as Wilson and Enciala did. Paul Lambert certainly said that this morning at his press conference. He's not yet been entirely convinced that they've got it quite to the physical extent of Enciala and Wilson, but they're going to need it in this game with Crewe. Three strikers that Crewe could potentially go with: Chris Porter, Mikael Mandron and Ofrand Zanzala, who Ipswich have struggled with in the past. They're going to need to be at their best this weekend if they're going to keep those Crewe forwards quiet. Straight into team news. And if I was Paul Lambert this weekend, I'd be going with largely an unchanged side from the weekend victory over Gillingham. I'd stick with the same back five. So that's going to be Thomas Holy, Luke Chambers, Luke Wolfenden, Mark McGuinness and Stephen Ward if he's good to go again. Maybe consider a change in midfield where I'd look to bring in Emir Hughes to maybe add a little bit more muscle in there. He'd go in alongside Andre Dazelle and Teddy Bishop. I'd also consider a change on the wing. Could move Jack Lancaster there. He started as number 10 in the weekend victory. Could move him wide to the right wing, which would allow Gwion Edwards to play wide on his favoured left. But I would be considering giving Keenan Bennett his first Ipswich Town start. We've seen plenty of him off the bench. He's looked lively and he could cause some real trouble cutting in on his left foot. They'll be supporting Ollie Hawkins, who's playing through the middle. Caden Jackson's back from his coronavirus isolation, but it's probably only going to be good to go for a few minutes from the bench. So I'd certainly go with Hawkins down the middle in a largely unchanged side as Town look to win again.
Right, prediction time. Let's be honest, Crewe are a side that Ipswich Town really should be beating and beating well. I've got a feeling this weekend that Town are going to turn on the style. I think they should be bouncing still after winning on Tuesday night, obviously late with a great goal from Teddy Bishop. I'm going to say 3-0 Town. They're going to do it in style this weekend. Hutchie, how confident are you feeling?
I'm confident, and you're right. This is a game they really should be winning. Maybe not quite as confident as you. I think they're going to have to work that little bit harder again. It's not going to be left as late as the Gillingham game, but I think they're going to win this one 2-0. And I've got a feeling Teddy Bishop might just get on the score sheet again. You know, his prolific form could continue.